Hi, this is Majin, and here's some comic reviews for you. I have a really thick stack of books, so in some cases I'm just going to go really quick and not really discuss much. On others, I'll go into a little bit more specifics. But anyways, let's go into Star Wars number 6. All I'm going to say is this. Luke Skywalker versus Boba Fett, and they give a little what did you just do with Han Solo. Alright, Battle World. To me, this would have almost been a throwaway book, but what really saved it for me, though, was Blade and Duckula. Now, I understand this is probably some weird copyright thing that they're trying to protect, but this just kind of got really kind of amusing, and it went from I'm done with this book right from the very first page or so to alright, this is kind of entertaining, then it got funny, and then it goes into another storyline which I didn't really care about. But it had to do with like General Ross, and they're calling him War Machine, and it had to do revenge and stuff like that. Okay. And the art was bad in that other one. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. This was a freaking good book. Oh, and look at that. Slot did it, so that explains everything. Here's the deal. Spider-Man is basically doing double time because their superheroes are just disappearing, and he's like basically pulling the slack. And he finds out that heroes are dying. They're getting killed. So he goes to the Avengers going, what the hell? And the Avengers are like, dude, you're a little late to the party because there's heroes that are disappearing, and then there's heroes that are just getting killed, and they're trying to formulate a plan. They're like, this goes back to where Spider-Man had his secret identity, and they wouldn't let him in to their club because he wouldn't reveal it. And they're letting him have sanctuary for his wife and kid. And then a prison break happens, and insanity ensues. I don't really want to ruin everything, but I will say this. The ending to this book was, like, not even close to the way this book started. And this really is the setup to the second issue. And it was really surprising. And I was really pleased with this. The art was fantastic. The storytelling was great. What Slott did was like really shocking. Now, granted, this is a throwaway in that we know that all of this is going to get retconned back. Because like they had like Moon Knight, and obviously Moon Knight didn't really get killed, and the Punisher really didn't get killed, and the X-Men just didn't all disappear suddenly. But the story was fantastic. And I think if you just temporarily suspend that this is a Battle World book, this was really good. Definitely really good. Okay, Future Imperfect. This is basically the Maestro's domain. And this girl named Ruby, she basically finds this old guy, and he says his name is Odin. She takes him back to the city. And she's like, well, shit, man, that's Odin. That's what we need to fight the evil Hulk. And all I'm going to say is craziness and insanity ensue. There is a surprise guest at the end of this book. This one's just priceless, so I don't want to reveal that stuff. But I will say this. I really enjoyed it. I thought part of the beginning was a little bit slow in terms of the build-up, but I thought that overall the story was really good. I liked the direction it was going. The art was really good also. Now, granted, by really good, I mean, okay, it's not like Secret Wars, Justice League good, Batman good, but it's, good enough. Here's a Future Past. Okay. People are gonna buy this just because of it's X-Men and it's nostalgia, and it's yet another Days of Futures Past Perfects and whatnots. Basically, it's like it's that story way back when Byrne and Claremont did their run, but Kitty Pryde didn't go back, and it's like 15 or so odd years after that time period. Heroes are dead, and a small band are just living basically, and this is their escape to escape in their I should say their the beginning of their rebellion. Now, the odd thing about this was Kitty Pryde, she has a child with Colossus, and it was the last child before everybody got sterile. And it's not until this issue here that she develops her special powers. And, for somebody who just developed her powers, she has a mastery command over them. So that ruined a lot of the believability of this storyline. But I don't know. I'm on the fence for this. I'll probably get the next one. But for me, it's like if this book just disappeared, I wouldn't care. It's not going to hurt me one way or the other. The art was okay. I thought there were some really good parts, but then there was also some just average pages. It kind of looks like they didn't really put a lot of time and effort into it. But I mean, overall, I thought this was just an average issue. It's not a standout by any means. Okay, Omega Man from DC was one of the other books I was really looking forward to taking a look at. Now, again, I really thought, like with Midnighter, I liked the artwork, just in the sense that it's a non-traditional-ish superhero, type style art. And basically, there's these group of people who are looking for the Omega Men, or who killed Kyle, and things just do not go well with them. And this is your basic introduction to the Omega Men, so this way that hey, these guys are actually badasses, and they should you should pay attention to them. I'll get the next issue. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay with this, but I mean I definitely was happier with this more than Midnighter for sure. But we'll see how this thing turns out. Truth. Welcome to the world where Superman is outed as Clark Kent, and he's pretty much lost his powers. So he walks across the United States, gets himself a motorcycle, and goes back to Metropolis. And I'm just like going, okay, I get it, that's your apartment. But, he's like saying that, lawyers immediately slam me with lawsuits, and, my apartment is just a zoo with, the people there. The people are being, scanned and checked for alien plague. And I'm just thinking, okay, granted you're Superman, but why would you go back? Why would you wear a S on your, shirt? How about you just buy yourself, a Colorado Rocky shirt and work in a ski lodge? Maybe grow your hair out or something. So this way people don't give you grief for it. The other thing too is he's being powerless, he's a target for all of his supervillains, and by going home he's put all of his people in danger. So I'm like, you're being now irresponsible. And it'd be one thing if Spider-Man and Mary Jane, Mary Jane willingly says, I want to be there with you, so I accept the responsibilities that go with it. But, these are people who live in their apartment. It's not like, granted they might support you, hey, great job, Clark, but that's a different situation. They don't have that emotional investment in you that, or commitment that, the other example had. So I'm just thinking this is a really selfish asshole Superman. And then on top of that, I really wish they had a little bit more about, how he lost his powers. Because if you didn't get certain, if you didn't get Free Comic Book Day and you weren't paying attention to Superman for a while, let's just say you kind of go, hey, I heard some really big things are going on in Superman. I want to read it. You'd be lost. And I'm just like, hey, DC, great job. Like, you just couldn't waste one page that said, hey guys, the story so far, because it's an important change. I'm like, really? I just don't understand them. It's just like they want to shoot themselves, Okay, Nova, I'm going to be quick about this one. I really enjoyed this issue. The art, I think for me, part of the art is it's big. There's times when, the characters are appropriate sizes, but there's times like this where it's just big. Even the ships are big. Nova's dad is, big. They play well with sizes that I like. I like the cartoonish take on the character. It's in a way you can almost say it's a little bit more younger friendly, because it's not hard, more realistic, so to speak. It doesn't have those hard edges that a Superman or Omega Man or Secret Warriors might have, and it just, to me, it just radiates as much more fun, and that's why I really like this. This is basically a fun book, and in this issue, basically Nova goes to free his dad, and I know this is not no Rich Rider, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It had a little bumpy start, but the character's developing, and the story's moving along quite nicely. All right, I think they should actually rename this Shit Wars, because that's what this book is. It's a piece of shit. For those of you who don't know, it's basically a virus hits and everybody has to wear armor. And that's all you need to know. And the art is also just horrible. Horrible. It's just not. It's a shit book. If I had a video, the good, bad, and shitty, right there. Okay, and Jupiter's Circle number 3. This one actually was really good. What we have here is we have a superhero, and he's married. And one day, he's out superheroing. He meets a young 19-year-old blonde, and he's like, "Hey, baby, you're kind of cute. Maybe we should go to your place and do some banging." And so he basically forms a relationship with her. She puts on a costume. She has no superpowers. He's cheating on his wife, and then the guy even tries to get her in the union, their Justice League thing, and they're like, "What the hell are you talking about, dude?" I'm like, "You're married. She's 19, and she's got no superpowers. Grow up and go back to your wife," And he's just like, the guy's an ass, and this book was just freaking what the hell, But it was just really, really good. I really enjoyed it. You don't expect, when are you gonna see in Marvel Comics where, imagine Captain America, all right, maybe not. This wouldn't be the Captain America guy. This would be, okay. Imagine Peter Parker, leaving out Mary Jane and the kid, and he starts hooking up with the 19-year-old Black Cat. When does that happen? It don't. So this book was just a dose of reality type thing, but it was really well written. I'm really enjoying Jupiter's Circle right now. I love the retro look and feel to it. And, it's not even about them fighting super villains. It's just them, the heroes in their everyday life. And, that's what's appealing to me right now. But anyways, that is my serious stack of comics. I'll have one more review for Justice League separately, because that's going to be a little bit long. More reviews later. Share. Let me know what you guys picked up this week, what you liked, what you didn't like. And then we'll have... don't forget, I do the podcast with Cons, Freaks, and Geeks. More stuff later. So until next time.